Hello all, welcome to my channel. Today we will be taking the fourth lecture of our governance series. Today we will be discussing the topic of Citizens Charter. Now let us see what is Citizens Charter. The Citizens Charter is a document that outlines the service commitment of organizations or service providers towards providing quality, high standard services, including mechanism for grievance redressal. So, Citizens Charter is basically a document issued by a governing body or an organization which has a certain commitment by the organization about the service they provide, their vision and mission, and the quality of the services to be expected from them, and other commitments such as grievance redressal mechanism. So, Citizens Charter is basically a document which outlines the commitment of an organization towards its stakeholders or the service providers towards the quality of the service, the mechanism for grievance redressal, and what type of service should be expected from them, and also about the vision and the mission of the particular organization. The Citizens Charter. The Citizens Charter is a voluntary and written document that spells out the service providers' efforts taken to focus on their commitment towards fulfilling the needs of citizens or customers. So, the Citizens Charter is a voluntary written document and it provides or it spells out the service providers' effort taken to focus on their commitment towards fulfilling the needs of the citizens or the customers. So, it is a voluntary written document which gives an account of the services that a service provider is willing to provide towards the citizen or the customer. It also includes how the citizens can redress any grievance. So, it also gives a redress grievance mechanism to address the problems faced by the citizens or the customers. It includes what the citizen can expect out of the service provider. So, the Citizen Charter gives an account of what the citizens or the customers can expect out of the service provider. The concept is that Citizens Charter preserves the trust between the service provider and the citizens or users. So, the Citizens Charter is helpful in preserving the trust between the service provider or the office or the organization and between the citizen or the customer. So, it acts as a mechanism to preserve the trust between the service provider and the customer. The concept of a Citizens Charter was initiated by the former British Prime Minister John Major in the year 1991. So, the concept of Citizens Charter was initiated by the former British PM John Major and it was initiated in the year 1991. It was started as a national program intended to improve the quality of public services. So, it was initially started as a program to improve the quality of public services. In 1998, in the UK, the concept was renamed Services First. So, in 1998, this concept was renamed as Services First. Now, let us see what are the components of a Citizens Charter. A good Citizens Charter should include the following details. A good Citizens Charter should include the organization's vision and mission statement. So, a good Citizen Charter should have a vision and mission statement. What is vision? Vision is basically the long-term goal of an organization that it aims to achieve in the long run. And mission is a short-term objective of an organization. And next component of a Citizen Charter is a business carried out and other such details of the organization. So, they should provide the details of the businesses or the functions they are carrying out and other details of the organization. Explain who are citizens and clients. So, a Citizen Charter should also explain who are their clients or their targeted customers. Statement of services including quality, time frame, etc. offered to citizens and how to get those services. So, a citizen's charter should give a statement of the services they are providing, the quality of the service that is being provided, and the time frame of the service availability. So, a citizen's charter should provide what are the services it provides, the quality of the service, and the time frame for the service to be delivered. All these should be included, and people should be made aware of how to get those services. So the customers should also be made aware of how to access these services. Another major component is grievance redressal mechanism. So a citizen's charter should also include a grievance redressal mechanism to address the problems faced by the customers. Expectations from citizens or clients. So a citizen's charter should also include a certain expectation of the organization so a citizen's charter should also include what an organization is expecting from their clients or customers. So there is a certain expectation of an organization towards their customers. So citizens charter should also include such expectations of the organizations that they are expecting from their customers. Additional commitment, like another component is additional commitment, like the amount of compensation in case of service delivery. So they should also provide information regarding the compensation in case they fail to provide the service. Now let us see some of the other elements of a good citizen's charter. It should be in a simple language. So citizen's charter is a document which is provided by an organization towards the citizens or the customers. So it should be written in a simple language, because majority of the customers or the people in India are not highly educated. So keeping the language simple can help people understand what is mentioned in the document, and people will be more aware about their rights. If we use a complex language, there is no point to the concept of citizen charter itself. So citizen's charter should be written in a simple language, and if possible in the mother tongue also. The focus should be on the requirement of the customers. So a citizen's charter should always focus on what the customer requires. So the focus should be on the need of the customers, and there should be a periodic review. So a citizen's charter should be periodically reviewed to make proper adjustments and improvements for improving the citizen's charter and the service delivery. Another major component of a good citizen charter is reliability. That is, the organization should maintain a consistency in performance or service delivery. Now let us see what are the objectives of citizen's charter. The basic objective of the citizen's charter is to empower citizens through the delivery of public services. So the basic objective of a citizen's charter is the empowerment of people or citizens through the delivery of public services. Another major objective of citizens charter is to improve the quality of public services. So improving the quality of public services is also a major objective of citizens charter. Ensuring transparency and right to information. So another major objective of citizens charter is to ensure transparency in the working of government and the right to information, and providing the right to information to the citizens. That is also a major objective of citizens charter. Save the time of both the customer and the service provider. So by improving the quality of the public services, citizens charter will be able to save the time of both the customer and the service provider. So it will help in saving the time of both the customer and the service provider. Have clear targets for all levels of services. So another major objective of citizen charter is to have a clear target at all levels of a service. Now let us see what are the features of citizens charter. The salient features of a citizens charter are given below. A citizen's charter lays down clear standards for the delivery of services. So, one of the salient features of a citizen's charter is that it lays down a clear standard for the delivery of services. The standard should be measurable, time bound, relevant, specific and accurate. So, the standards that is laid down by a citizen's charter should be measurable. So, the standard of services should be measurable and it should be provided in a time bound manner, and the service should be relevant to the time, and the service should be specific and accurate. Another feature is that it gives full information about the services in simple language as to what the services are available, level of quality to expect, grievance mechanism, etc. So, another major feature of a citizen charter is that it gives a full information about the services they are providing in a simple language. This information is provided in a simple language so that people can easily understand it. The information that is provided about the services are: what are the services that are available in a particular organization, the level of the quality of the service to be expected from the organization, and they will also be providing the grievance redressal mechanisms in the citizens charter. Another major feature is the charter should offer a choice of service to the clients if possible. So, the charter should also focus on offering a choice of the service to the client if possible under the circumstances. It should also be made with a regular consultation with all stakeholders, including customers, to ascertain the quality standards. So, while making a citizen's charter, the various stakeholders like the customers and other people who are involved should be consulted. So, in the preparation of a citizen's charter, all the stakeholders should be included. Another major feature is that it should encourage a culture of courtesy and helpfulness among the personnel of the service provider. So, a citizen's charter should be able to encourage a culture of courtesy and a helpfulness among the personnel who are providing the service. Now, let us see what are the major significance of citizens charter. Citizens charter are significant in that they empower the citizens when it comes to public services. So, one of the major significance of citizens charter is that it helps in empowering the people or the citizens when it comes to matters of public service delivery. It also improves their awareness, thereby empowering them. It boosts accountability in the delivery of public services. So, citizens charter will help in boosting the accountability or the answerability of the organization in case of delivering the public services. So, it will make the organization more accountable towards the customers. It enhances good governance. So, citizen charter helps in enhancing good governance. It improves the effectiveness of organizations by having measurable standards. So, by citizens charter, we will be providing a certain standard of the services that should be provided by the organization, and the quality of the service provided by the organizations can be measured. So, it helps in assessing the performance of the organization and also thereby improving the effectiveness of the organization, thereby making good governance a reality. It augments the quality of services delivered by incorporating an internal and external monitoring entity. So, it will help in improving the quality of services to be delivered, and by citizens charter, we will be able to monitor the working of an organization both internally and externally. So, the quality of the service to be delivered to citizens will improve thanks to citizen charter, and there will be a system of monitoring both internally. It is done by the respective organization or the chief or the particular officer in charge of the public in charge of the service delivery, and the external monitoring will be done by the people who are provided a certain amount of awareness by the citizens charter. So citizens charter being citizen centric, it creates a professional and a customer oriented environment for the delivery of services. So another major significance of citizens charter is that it is citizen centric. So it mainly focus on the citizens or the customers, and it creates a professional and customer oriented environment for the delivery of services. So it creates a culture of service delivery which is customer oriented, that is according to the need of the customer when it comes to the public service delivery, which is very significant. It also helps boost the morale of the staff. So citizens charter can also play a significant role in boosting the morale of the staff of the organization. It enhances transparency and openness. So through citizens charter there will be a certain amount of transparency in the working of an organization, and it will also promote openness and thereby building a trust between the organization and the people or the customers. Now let us see what are the shortcomings of citizens charter. It is devoid of participative mechanism. In a majority of cases, citizens charter is not formulated through a consultative process with cutting edge staff who will finally implement it. So in majority of the case, citizens charter is made by only a selected few, that is all the stakeholders or all the staffs or all the required personalities, which includes the citizens and the customers, are not included while making a citizens charter in majority of the case. So it is not a participative mechanism. That is a major drawback of citizens charter. Another major drawback of citizens charter is the poor design and content. There is a lack of meaningful and succinct citizens charter and absence of critical information that end users need to hold agencies accountable. So the design of citizens charter and the content of the citizens charter are really poor, and there is absence of the critical information that the people should know through the citizens charter, and these critical informations are missing in some of the citizen charter. So that is also a major drawback of citizens charter. Lack of public awareness is another drawback of citizens charter. Only a small percent of the end users are aware of the commitments made in the citizens charter, since the effective efforts of the communicating and educating the public about the standards of the delivery promise have not been undertaken. So the majority of people are not even aware of what is a citizens charter, and they are not even aware of the rights they have in an office, and the efforts to creating such awareness is very poor in India. So the lack of public awareness is also a major shortcoming of citizens charter. Let us see other limitations also. Charters are rarely updated, making it a one-time exercise frozen in time. So the citizens charter in India are not properly updated with the time. So once it is made, it remains as such for many years. That is, the citizens charters are not being updated according to the need of the time. That is also a major problem. Lack of updation is also a problem. No proper consultation. End users, civil society organizations and NGOs are not consulted when citizens charter are drafted. So as we already discussed, the mechanism for the framing the citizens charter is not a participative in nature. That is, the end users, civil society organizations and NGOs and all other stakeholders are not properly consulted while drafting the citizens charter. That is a major drawback. Since citizens charter's primary purpose is to make public service delivery more citizen centric, consultation with stakeholders is a must. So The main aim of a citizen's charter is to make the public service delivery more citizen-centric. So, public service delivery should be made citizen friendly. That is the main purpose of a citizen's charter. So, consultation with the stakeholder is a must, but it is absent in the case of the citizen's charter that are being framed currently. Measurable standards of delivery are rarely defined, making it difficult to assess whether the desired level of service has been achieved or not. So, as we already discussed, one of the major features that a good citizen charter should have, that it should have a measurable standard of the public service delivery, so that we will be able to assess the performance. So, such measurable standards while framing a citizen's charter are rarely defined. So, monitoring the performance of an organization will be difficult. In other words, the measurable standards of the service delivery are not properly defined. So, we will not be able to monitor them properly. Lack of interest. Little interest is shown by the organization in adhering to their citizens charter, since there is no citizen friendly mechanism to compensate the citizen if the organization defaults. So the citizens charter is not a legal document. So violating some of the services provided, or not performing some of the services to be delivered to the citizens which are provided under the citizens charter will not lead to any sort of punishment to the officials. So there is a lack of interest on the side of the officials while implementing the announcements made in the citizens charter. So there is a lack of interest from the side of the officials while implementing a citizens charter, because otherwise it will not cause any punishment or other consequences for them. Another major limitation of citizens charter is that uniformity in citizens charter. Tendency to have a uniform citizens charter for all offices under the parent organization. Citizens charter have still not been adopted by all ministries or departments. This overlooks local issues. So, currently citizens charter is not adopted by all the ministries or departments. That is also a problem. And majority of the organizations has similar citizens charter, but the functions that is performed by each organization is different. So each organization should have their own unique citizens charter, but that is not the case. In the case of India, majority of the organization has a similar or same citizens charter, but the functions of these organizations are different. That is also a problem. Now let us see some of the reforms that are needed to make citizens charter more effective. One size does not fit all. Formulation of citizens charter should be decentralized activity, with the head office providing only broad guidelines. So, as we already discussed, most of the citizens charter currently are uniform in nature. But one size does not fit all. The problems and the services of each organization are different. So each organization should have their own unique citizens charter. And the head organization should only provide a broad guidelines of what a citizens charter should look like. It should not involve directly in making the whole citizens charter, because the problems and the functions of each offices are different. So we should adopt a decentralized method while framing a citizens charter. Wide consultation process. Citizens charter should be formulated after extensive consultations within the organization, followed by a meaningful dialogue with civil society. So earlier in the problems of citizens charter, we also discussed that no proper consultation with the stakeholders are made while making a citizens charter. So while formulating a citizens charter, there should be proper consultation with the various stakeholders, which are the citizens, civil society organizations, NGOs, etc. Firm commitment to be made. Citizens Charter must be precise and make firm commitments of the service delivery standards to the citizens or customers in quantifiable terms whenever possible. So, the commitments of the quality of the service and the time frame of the service delivery that is given in the Citizens Charter should have a firm commitment from the side of the officers who are providing the service. And we should also set a standard of the service that can be measured by the people or the respective organization to assess and evaluate the performance. Other reforms are redressal mechanism in case of default. Clearly lay down the relief which the organization is bound to provide if it has defaulted on the promised standards of delivery. So, the organization should have a proper redress grievance mechanism in case where they have a default in delivering the service. So, there should be a proper grievance redressal mechanism. Periodic evaluation of Citizens Charter. So, as we already discussed, the Citizens Charter, once they are made, they are not updated or evaluated periodically. So, that was a major problem. So, the Citizens Charter should be periodically evaluated to suit the needs of the time. Hold officers accountable for results. Fix specific responsibility in cases where there is a default in adhering to Citizens Charter. So, as we already discussed, there is a lack of interest from the side of the officers in delivering the services as provided by the Citizens Charter. So, as a way forward, we should hold the officers more accountable for faulting or for a default in the service delivery. That is, we should legalize Citizens Charter, in other words. Include civil society in the process to assist in improvement in the contents of the Citizens Charter, its adherence, as well as educating the citizens about the importance of this vital mechanism. So, we should also include civil society organizations while framing a Citizens Charter and while updating or improving the Citizens Charter. And we should also seek their help for creating an awareness in the public about the importance of Citizens Charter. Now let us see what is the way forward. A Citizens Charter cannot be an end in itself. It is rather a means to an end, a tool to ensure that citizen is always at the heart of any service delivery mechanism. So, the Citizens Charter is not an end. It is actually a means towards good governance or the ideal governance where the citizens get the proper service delivery. So, Citizens Charter is not an end. It is only a means to good governance and citizen-centric governance. Drawing from the best practice model such as CSE model, a service delivery excellence model can help Citizens Charter in becoming more citizen-centric. So, we should adopt best practices from models such as the CSE model, which is a service delivery excellence model. And this can help the Citizens Charter in becoming a more citizen-friendly mechanism. With this, I am ending this lecture. I hope you like this video. Thank you.